The fallout from Celia Daniels' control over Emmerdale continues soon, as 3 of her victims reflect on their experiences. Next week, a special episode will air featuring Beowulf, Dylan Penders, and April Windsor as they open up about the manipulation and mistreatment they endured at the hands of Celia and Ray Walters. April confides in Rhona Goskirk, Dylan meets with Paddy Kirk, and Bear speaks with a counsellor. In what promises to be another emotionally charged episode, can the trio find a way to heal and move forward? Elsewhere next week, Tate takes a firm stance, instructing Sugdens siblings Vic and Robert to finalize the signatures required to sell the farm. Vic realizes she has no option but to comply, aware that Jo has evidence linking her to John Sugdens' death. Meanwhile, a desperate Cain Dingle seeks out Bear, hoping he can assist in securing Moira Dingle's release from prison. It's shaping up to be another intense week. Here are some teaser clips of the drama set to unfold over the coming days. Monday, Dylan is shocked when he sees Cain roughing up Bear at tenants, trying to force him out of the house. The teen demands Cain leave, but he is determined to get details about Bear's time on the farm, believing it could help Moira's case. Dylan eventually sends Cain away after warning he will call the authorities, though he finds the situation extremely stressful. Alongside helping Bear recover, he is also hiding a deadly secret from everyone in the village. Can Dylan manage everything on his plate? Wednesday, Vic and Robert are forced to confess to Cain Dingle that Jo has them trapped concerning the farm deal. Tate smugly enters and makes it clear that the sale cannot proceed unless Vic, Robert, and Moira sign the necessary paperwork. Jo warns that failing to get the signatures within 6 hours will bring serious repercussions, and Victoria knows these consequences could include him reporting her to the police for her brother's death. Vic prepares to visit Moira in prison, but will her plan succeed? Friday. This Emmerdale episode focuses on April, Dylan, and Bear as they attempt to process the past year and figure out how to move forward. They are hesitant to open up, but can they accept that Rhona, Paddy, and the counsellor are genuinely there to support them? Will they be able to find a way to rebuild their lives? Emmerdale reminds viewers of the link between Caleb and Graham. Tonight, Graham Foster strolled into the pub, confirming to several villagers that he has truly returned from the dead. After coming back to Home Farm a few days ago, Graham considered leaving once more, as Tate had made it clear he would have preferred Graham stayed dead. However, after some encouragement from Dawn Taylor, Jo opted to give Graham another chance. Since then, neither Jo nor Graham had made much effort to inform the rest of the village that he had faked his death in 2020. That changed this evening, when Lydia Dingle's reaction convinced Dawn it was better to be upfront. Jo and Graham headed to the pub, leaving many residents in shock. They were spotted looking at Sam Dingle, Ryan Stocks, Billy Fletcher, Eric Pollard, Bob Hope, and Charity Dingle, people who knew Graham from 6 years ago. Sitting behind them were Ruby and Caleb Milligan. Having only been in Emmerdale for a couple of years, it might seem they wouldn't recognize Graham, but that wasn't the case. Ruby approached and introduced herself, and it quickly became clear that Graham already knew Caleb. Ruby was intrigued, but Caleb had no time to explain the connection, as he had to leave for work. If you're new to the show, or have forgotten, here's a quick look back at how Caleb knows Graham. How Caleb is connected to Graham in Emmerdale. In 2023, while Caleb was attempting to take control of Home Farm from Kim Tate, it was also revealed that he is Frank Tate's son. Frank died from a heart attack, and Kim took cruel delight in his final moments. Caleb believed he deserved a share of Kim's estate, and arrived in the village, determined to take her down. In June that year, he confronted Kim, revealing his true identity and exposing that he knew she had let Frank die. Kim was shocked, wondering how Caleb could know about events from many years ago. He explained that he had gotten Graham Foster drunk and learned all about Frank's last moments from him. At the time, Caleb's relationship with Ruby was extremely strained. She is currently unaware of his connection to Graham, But the question remains, will Ruby discover the truth soon? Emmerdale's Amy Walsh opens up after announcing final day of filming. On Friday, Emmerdale star Amy Walsh shared an emotional update with her followers on social media. The 38-year-old actress, who has portrayed Tracy Robinson on the ITV soap since 2014, revealed her feelings following news of her last day on set. Tracy was first introduced as a love interest for Cain Dingle, and Amy has been involved in numerous memorable storylines over the years. Her character endured the death of her father, Frank Clayton, became entangled in an affair with Caleb Milligan, and survived the shocking limo crash last year. Tracy also tragically lost her husband, Nate Robinson, after he was murdered by John Sugden in September 2024. During her time on the soap, Amy has received several award nominations for her work. She was nominated for Serial Drama Performance at the 25th National Television Awards, Best Actress at the 2021 Inside Soap Awards, and Best Soap Performance at the iTalk Telly Awards that same year. Outside of Emmerdale, Amy shares her life with husband, former EastEnders actor Toby Alexander Smith. The couple, married in 2023, have a 4-year-old daughter Bonnie and are expecting their second child. On Thursday, Amy posted to Instagram to mark the start of her final day filming in Leeds before going on maternity leave. Alongside a photo of the ITV studio entrance, she wrote, "Last day, let's do this." She later shared updates on Friday after enjoying a short baby moon with her husband at a Yorkshire hotel. Played pool, chess, Uno, Connect 4, disconnected, reconnected, talked through our labour plan, discussed baby names, slept. Feeling so grateful, she captioned her post. Amy also posted about a delivery of baby items arriving at her home. Speaking to her followers in another video, she reflected, "Thank you for your messages about kids sleeping with you and your personal stories. It's really touching, and a lot of the advice is to cherish these moments because they grow up fast. I genuinely love Bonnie sleeping in our bed, or me climbing into hers for cuddles. I love it, and I don't wish it away at all, even if it means sleepless nights. My main concern right now is figuring out how to introduce a newborn into our current routine," Amy explained. "That's why I've been encouraging Bonnie to sleep more independently, so I'll be able to manage when the new baby arrives. Balancing both children and making sure everyone feels secure, that's the tricky part, and it's something I've been thinking about a lot." Meanwhile, on next week's Emmerdale, Tracy is set to be at the centre of a gripping storyline involving John Sugden, who was killed during last month's Corriedale crossover. Still reeling from her husband Nate's tragic death, Tracy is desperate for revenge. She manages to get hold of John's ashes, with the dramatic intention of flushing them down the toilet as a symbolic act of justice. Will she succeed in her plan, or will events take an unexpected turn? Fans are sure to be on the edge of their seats as Tracy faces this emotional and explosive moment. Emmerdale continues to air weekday evenings at 8 p.m. on ITV1 and STV.